As a collector, inevitably, I have got films within my collection that I regret purchasing. And today I've picked 5 examples, 5 films, for various reasons that I regret having bought. So let's take a look. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to another AJ Chats episode. And today I'm talking about films that, well, I regret buying. I'm pretty sure that as a collector and those watching who collect, we've all got films in our collections that sometimes we look at and we say, why the hell did I buy this film? Or you got a bad feeling at the point of purchasing, that sort of thing. So at the end of this video, I'm going to invite you to go into the comment section and let me know some films that you have in your collections that you regret buying. Now, back in the day, I used to purchase a lot of films blind, especially during the days of DVD. Reason being is that the release times between America and here in the UK were vastly different. So a lot of films become available on Region 1 DVD that I imported, having not seen, having not even had a release here in the UK yet whatsoever. And there was a lot of hit and miss. You know, it was, thinking back, it was a horrible time of collecting. It was exciting to be getting a film. Oh, I've got this film on physical media that hasn't even hit cinemas yet, or isn't out for sale yet here in the UK. You know, look at me kind of a thing. But in all honesty, in hindsight, it was horrible. It was horrible because the amount of times I bought a film and I've paid whatever they cost back then, and I regret having bought it because I'm never going to watch this again. This is rubbish, and now there's nothing I can do with it aside from sell it on eBay, and I did quite a few items, but ultimately a loss would have been made on my part financially. So nowadays I'm a lot more sort of careful with my purchases. Okay, I know I bought Babylon the other day. That's a blind buy. I ended up getting that for free anyway. That's another story. But yeah, you know, I don't often do blind buys now. It's very easy with Amazon to do a blind buy because you've got the window to return the product if you're not happy with the product. So if I watch it and I'm not happy with it because it's bored the hell out of me, I can send it back for a refund. So very easily done. And do I care that I'm doing that with Amazon? Like hell do I, because at the moment Amazon annoying me with their packaging, with the dents. This is a completely other story. I'm going into a rant again. And the fact that they don't pay their taxes anyway, why not get out of them what you can? That's my philosophy. Whether that's morally correct or not, again, is another story. And I really don't care. As I'm getting older, my morals tend to drop in that sense. These are big companies and, you know, they don't care what they give us. So I don't really care what I do with them. So that being said, I am more careful, but I've got 5 titles here in front of me that I regret having ever purchased. And we're going to run through them and I'll discuss the reasons why. So 5 titles. That's all I picked. That's all I picked. So the first one kind of goes without saying. Yeah. And that is Ghostbusters 2016. 4K Ultra HD. Yeah, the female-led Ghostbusters movie. This feels quite weighty. Why is that? Yeah, I think a lot of people probably regret having ever purchased this film and having it in their collection. Interestingly, this was actually my first ever defending a dud episode, and I couldn't defend this film not one bit. This film is awful. This film is poor. It's abysmal. It was a bad idea from the get-go. And I can't find one reason one compelling reason for the existence of this movie. Seriously, I cannot. It's an embarrassment to the franchise. It's an embarrassment to the Ghostbusters name. Melissa McCarthy just embarrasses me anyway. I don't like her as an actress at all. I can't stand her in anything. Is that the reason why I don't like the film? No. The film is bad. And I regret buying this. I regret buying it. However, I've not got a bad taste in my mouth from buying it, but I do regret it whenever I see it on the shelf because I'm like, I'm not going to watch that again. So that one can be binned. I ain't going to bin it. I don't bin physical media. It'll go back on the shelf and sit there. That's just a term of endearment for that film. So next up, and this one leaves me with a sour taste in my mouth. It really does. But the film's okay. So that is Skyscraper with Dwayne Johnson. Again, 4K. Now, I actually have this on standard Blu-ray. That was my first purchase of it. Standard Blu-ray. The film was okay. It wasn't great. I had issues with it. I can pick it apart, but it was okay, right? But then I went to Portsmouth. I was on my way over to the Isle of Wight, and I popped into Portsmouth CEX, and they had this there. All right, it cost me £4. £4 for a 4K release, right? So it didn't cost me much. It was pennies, essentially. This is now £8 in CEX as we chat now. So I picked it up for £4. But the instant I walked out of that shop, right, I said to myself, what have I done? I feel dirty. I feel dirty in myself that I've paid £4 for this. I know it's crazy because it was £4. On the one hand, £4, that's like, nowadays that's a cup of, that's 20p shy, or 20p change off of a cup of coffee in Costa or something like that, a large coffee. I don't know the exact prices. I don't go in Costa. The missus does, but she says it's about £3.80 or £3.70. I don't know. That's crazy itself. So it didn't cost me much. It's pennies really, and it's a 4K for £4. So on that, from that perspective, you can't really go wrong. But that being said, I felt dirty. I felt filthy. That I'd already bought it on Blu-ray, and now I've bought it again on 4K Ultra HD, when it's a film that I shouldn't really have spent any more money on, to be honest. Even at that price, I felt bad. And I do upgrade a lot from Blu-ray to 4K, but I've never had that sense of feeling. It weren't about cost, because it was £4. There was something else just ate away at me that I've made a big mistake there. So there we go. And now to another one, and this one here, different reason, and I do look at this and I think, why did I buy this? And this is for the Garbage Pail Kids. Yes, now I've done a review for this when I got it. The Garbage Pail Kids, let's talk about this. So what happened with this one? This is a film that I used to watch when I was very, very young. When it came out in the 80s, I used to collect the trading cards. Me and my friends, we had them. They were cool in a sense because they, as a child of that age, they sort of spoke to your inner child because they were gross, they were grotesque and this sort of a thing. Today's kids would look at them and it would be tame as anything. But back then in the 80s, when you were about 9 years old or something, these were fantastic. And lo and behold, a film came out and I watched this film quite a bit as a child. I enjoyed it. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. It stopped. The trading cards, collecting them stopped. Watching the film stopped. And about a year ago, I went through this phase of, nostalgia, shall we say. And I looked for this film, I hunted it down. I think, is this a Spanish version? I don't know. But anyway, so I imported it. I thought, yes, it's on Blu-ray. I'm going to import it. I want to revisit this film from a nostalgia perspective. Now, sometimes nostalgia is best left alone. Keep nostalgia as nostalgia. Keep those memories you had. Don't revisit something and think you're going to get the same experience from it. or anything like that, because this was utter dross. It is garbage. It is garbage. And it's in the collection. Yeah, nothing more I can say about that film. There we go. Next up. I like the cover. I quite like the cover art. That's Charlie's Angels, the remake of Charlie's Angels. I watched it once. I didn't like it. I've never revisited it. In fact, I can't really remember too much about it. I'll tell you that, except for when I see it on the shelf. It's next to the other Charlie's Angel films. I've got the other two on Blu-ray, double back. And when I see this on the shelf, I'm just like, I think it's one of those films that I wished was better than what it was. Far better than what it was. It's a film that does nothing for me whatsoever. And I can't really say anything about it, because all I know is I look at it on the shelf and I think, why? Why did you get that? I don't know. And then let's come to my last release. And that is Grown Ups 2. Now I've got Grown Ups 1 as well. The kids actually liked these back in the day when they came out, and I got them for that purpose, really. But Grown Ups for me, you know, the first film. Okay, I was like, shall I take the first one or the second one? Because I hold them hold them as both the same type of a sort of a film. This film here, there's no narrative to them. There's no story. It's just a chance for Adam Sandler and his mates to get together and have some fun and record them having some fun. That's all it seems like. There's no real story to them. And they just feel flat for that very reason. Now, Adam Sandler for me is very hit and miss. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you look at the cast, right? You got Chris Rock. Chris Rock's quite funny. Adam Sandler, he's okay and stuff. Kevin James, I've seen stuff with him where he's okay. There was a TV series that he'd done. David Spade, again, I have fun with him and in stuff. He was in Rules of Engagement, wasn't he? The TV show, and he'd done that. Salma Hayek in herself, she's good, but it just doesn't come together. It just doesn't. It's just like watching people having fun with no narrative, and that's not fun for the viewer. So yeah, you can take that as two films there. Really, they're pretty much both the same sort of dross. But there we go. There we go. There you go. 5 films in the collection I sort of regret buying. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there is. Maybe I should do 5 steelbooks I regret buying or something like that at some point. But yeah, there we go. 5 films I've given you. And for varying reasons of dislike, shall we say, or regret. Yeah. So, again, my question to you... And I understand that this is all subjective. It really is, because some of these films you probably love, and I wouldn't take that away from you. And there's films that you've probably got or seen that you dislike, and I love. And that's what it's all about, and that's what the fun is about of doing this, is having those conversations, those, you know, different of opinions in a respectful manner. So I've got no, you know, someone says to me, oh, I love Garbage Pail Kids. Fantastic. That's great. Let me know what you get out of it. Let me know what it is that you like about it. And, you know, it's great. But yeah, so 5 films. Let me know some that you've got, please, down below in the comments section. And let's talk film. As for me, I'm done. Have a fantastic Easter, everyone who's watching. If you're watching before Easter, that is, obviously. If you're watching it after... Hope you had a fantastic Easter. Myself, I'm not actually doing anything this Easter. The missus is working every day, literally the Friday, the Saturday, the Easter Sunday and the Monday. So I'm left to my own devices, shall we say, which is good in its own way. Nice quiet one. I'm out next weekend though. But there we go. Anyway, so that's me done. This is AJ. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Come and join the channel. I shall see you all on the next one. Take care all and goodbye.